What's going on, YouTube? 16Subi here, and we're back for Event 5 in the GT series of Motorsport Manager. If you've been following along, you know that we haven't performed the best. But I will say this, we have outperformed what I've expected of us. I mean, I said we'd come in 10th place, and we're currently 8th place. And we got a pretty good gap over 10th. And a decent gap over 9th. So we're a lot better off than I thought we would be. So that's good there. Before I get too far into this, I just wanted to give a special shout out to my nephew Leo. He watches these videos. Probably one of the very few who does. So what's going on, Leo? Thank you for watching my videos. And then I got other nephews and nieces that watch it. So, Ev, if you're watching this, what's going on? Rylan, I think you've started watching stuff. What's going on, Rylan? Shia, you probably watch it too. So, hello to everybody. Thank you for watching. And hopefully we can get a good race result today if you guys are watching. So, we got a dilemma here. Not really a dilemma. It's Axella's birthday. Who is Axella? That probably is like our reserve driver. Yeah, Axella. How much money are they wanting to spend? $100,000. Yeah, no. No. I've never spent $100,000 on my birthday. I'm definitely not going to spend $100,000 on your birthday. Sorry. So our car repair is complete. Let's see. You know, I don't think we've really had too much problem when it comes to reliability. But let's see, our lowest part, we're using this here and it's at 70%. So we definitely want that higher. I mean, they're maxed out. They're working, so they'll be done 6 days before the race. So we're just going to leave them right where they're at. I'm trying to decide, do we want to design a new part? Suspension's terrible. Engine's terrible. I'm only going to focus on one car. You know what? No, we'll see what happens after this race. I was going to say we'll only focus on one car and that we would make Arturo Casino's car the best. But, you know, neither one of them are really all that good. So I feel like I think saving our money until next season is probably the smartest thing to do. I don't really see much of a reason to just throw all of our money into getting these cars better for this season and then still only finishing, you know, 6th, 7th, 8th. I mean, what would be the point of wasting our money? Let's just save that money, and then next season hopefully we'll have better drivers, and then we can focus on getting our car built up with the money we've saved and doing better then. So we got a politics vote coming up here, and then after this we will jump right into the race. So it's on suspension systems. I can't remember, is it suspension is not currently a spec part. So they want to make this a spec part. This is actually going to benefit me, but I'm still going to abstain just to start building up my votes. And it was rejected, so we'll continue developing those. I mean, it may have been smarter on my part to do it, because I mean, come on, let's look in here. Spoiler spec part, suspension spec. So really, like, if everything was spec parts, then the best driver is that's what team is going to do the best. Whoever's got the best drivers, that's who would do the best. Now in this situation, like, the more parts that you can build in-house, then it's not just the driver, it's what team has the best, if you come in like to the HQ, like who's got the best buildings, you know. So, I mean, brakes, handling, all these buildings here that we don't have, that comes into play on who has the best team. So we'll go ahead and skip to the race. Well, we'll skip to practice, and then I think we're going to skip qualifying today. So let's go ahead and get into practice, get these cars in a good setup, and then jump into the race. So I was trying to keep an eye on the weather, and I didn't see any rain, and then all of a sudden it snuck up on me. So here's the issue with that. I have not actually set a lap time, but now with as much water as is on the track, we're not going to be able to set a lap time on the soft tires. So I'm not gonna get a good gauge of where we're at against the competition, because here's the thing. I mean, I've already brought him in. This is the 5th time I've brought him in. I've just been messing, as you can see, trying to get this set up decent, and I got it good now. I mean, great, excellent, excellent. But the issue is we're just not gonna see, compared to everybody else, if it's been good for us or not. And so with Lane, we're at great, great, great. I'll take that. I think he had, actually, oh, he did have an excellent before, but it's just not, well, we could do that right there, and that might actually bump him. Yeah, we'll leave it there, but we got to go out on intermediates right now. That just stinks. So I'm going to put them both out and tell them to go ahead and get me a lap time and see where we're at. It's just disappointing. Like I said, we're not going to be able to really get an accurate gauge of where we're at against the competition. I should have gotten one in earlier, but I was just tweaking those setups. I wanted to try and get them as perfect as I could, and I mean, I did. I got a pretty good setup, so I shouldn't be too upset with it. So there you go, 10th place for Casino, and okay, so Lahane jumps to 10th, so 10th and 11th. That is, I mean, I hope it's good. I couldn't really tell you. So we'll just have to see how we do actually in the race. I am going to skip qualifying for the simple fact that, you know, last time I did it, I did the automatic clean air optimization where, you know, it did it for me. And that's when I was just sitting there and I was like, okay, I'm literally having them do it all for me. I mean, I'm basically simulating it and just watching it. So that's when I finally got smart and was like, okay, I'll simulate the whole thing. So we'll simulate qualifying, and hopefully we'll get some good positions. But 10th and 11th in practice, just because our best results were only on intermediates compared to everyone else on soft and medium. So we'll hop into the race and try and get a good finish this time. Next time we will take qualifying. 19th and 20th. Just, I know our drivers aren't that good, and I know our car is not that good, but come on, I mean, seriously, we can't get, you know, at least a Q2. I mean, the one time I did it, I got Casino into the second round, but yeah, I'll take it next time and just see what we can't do. So already he wants to come in for intermediates. No. Here we go. Here's the rain. You need to be on wets just like everyone else is. This looks like it's going to be just a wet day on the track. I've got stage 2 performance boost. I can't think right now of what it's called. And then I had the soft plus 5%, and then intermediate plus 5% that I got in practice. That doesn't help us out at all since we're on wet tires. So I just picked the soft plus 5% for Casino, and then intermediate plus 5% for Lahane, just just in case, you know, later on if it starts drying down a little bit. And it looks like it's going to. I see the rain's going to stop around lap 8, and then you got it coming off the track. So maybe we'll be able to go out onto some soft tires. Oh, tires, we need to push. Okay, get some heat into them. Everyone else is just on neutral. Whoa, what? Someone crashed into him. Fortunately, the park condition looks good, so that's always a big concern, you know, if someone's gonna, if you get crashed into. Oh, guys, come on. 17th and 18th. This has always been one of my favorite tracks. Like, I always feel like I do decent in Milan, but right now they're just disappointing me. Should be used to it with these guys. And I need to go ahead and tell Casino to come in. Oh, jeez, I don't know what to do. I'll tell him to come in on intermediates. He'll have to go right back out very soon anyways. I'm going to tell him I know these have been used, but he's not going to be out there on them for very long at all. So I'll have him come in on those. Pit strategy. You know what? We'll take 2 seconds extra just to make sure. I mean, we're still going to be... We'll still be behind. I mean, it's not going to make a difference, but it takes out 15% of the risk. And I don't want to pit them back to back. But I'll tell you what, we'll back Lahane's down to neutral. Nope. Well, too late. I was going to bring him in now, but it's too late. 15, 14. So let's tell him to come in. Yikes. We're going to tell him to go out onto soft. We're going to take a gamble here because that track is going to start drying like a champ. Park condition, okay. Pit strategy, same thing. We'll just go balanced. And there we go. Yeah, so the people coming in right now, they've chosen to go out on intermediates. So this is going to be a pretty big gamble I'm taking with Lahane and getting him out there on soft tires. I mean, I'm just gambling because that track is going to start drying up like crazy. Let's go ahead and back him down to neutral on those tires. He's got enough heat into him. He's going to be pissed. He's going to tell me here in a second, okay, yeah, can I come into wets? No, just wait. You crashed again? No action taken, thankfully. Probably crashed because he's on those terrible tires. 25 seconds off the pace of the leader. But here we go, man. You're going to be able to start pushing here in a second. Look, all these people, they're on some softs now. So this is where it starts 20 seconds faster, 26 seconds faster. That's where it starts making a difference. So we'll check back in here shortly. Once this track's a little bit more dry, we'll have a Casino come in for a quick stop to go out onto some soft tires. And hopefully we can keep a top 10 finish because he's in 7th now. So we've moved up into 8th place and 10th place. We're going to have to tell Lahane to come in on this lap. No rain in the forecast for the foreseeable future. We'll tell him to go out onto softs. He's got 5.6 laps of fuel. We've got 13 laps remaining, so let's fill him up to 13.62. It's going to take a little bit longer on that pit stop because of it, but my hope is, you know, later on in the race when other people are coming into pit for fuel and tires, we'll only have to pit for tires, so we should be a little bit faster there. So we're going to give up 10th place as he comes in for his pit stop. Here's the funny thing, because of how we've been performing, instead of picking that 9th place sponsor objective, I picked 16th. So if we come, I mean, obviously I want to come in ahead of 9th place, But if we do, I'm going to be so mad. It's just funny how stuff like that works out. Like, we never hit it, and then the one time I decide not to use it, that's when we hit it. I don't know if we're going to hit it. It seems like we have a good shot of hitting it, but it just figures. That just figures, you know, that's life. I mean, we're up into 4th place now, thanks to pit stops for other people. But again, Casino's going to have to come in and pit for fuel, so that's going to put him behind. I'm going to go ahead and tell him to use that power. Let's come take a look at him real quick. So he just crossed the line. It might be in our best interest. I'll leave him out for one more lap. Yeah, I'll leave him out for one more lap. And I'll tell him to come in now. Soft tires, that will get him through the end of the race. Fuel, we got 8 laps left. So this is going to be a 12-second stop. I'm not going fast. I don't want to risk it. So he'll come in, give up quite a few positions, unfortunately. Lehane, he's looking good on fuel for the rest of the race. Tires, of course, he'll have to come into pit. Alright, here we go. Please, let's have a good stop. There goes that sponsor target. Oh, wait, no, because we're not going for 9th. We're going for 16th. So, good pit stop. He's off in 11th place, battling there a little bit with 12th. So, 11th and 15th. Pretty good compared to where we had been. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I feel like our first race, though, we were like mid-pack. But then we just fell off and haven't been doing very well. So, it's good to see we're doing better now. But, of course, now we got Lehane telling me that his engine is not doing too hot. I'll tell him to go down to medium. That's unfortunate. I mean, these laps are pretty quick. He's at 25%, so I think he could make it to the end of the race. We're going to have to wait and see, because I'm not 100% sure if he can. Casino's good, and he's moved into 9th place now with 2 laps to go. Check it out again, still at 25%. So once Lehane crosses with, you know what, 20% now. Yikes. We're going to take a gamble here. Once it's in the red zone, that could drop off at any time. So we're going to take a pretty big gamble here with Casino, or with Lehane, by telling him to stay out there. So here we go, 8th place, got it. And can Lehane finish the race? Can he do it? He can. 8th and 14th. We could have hit that sponsor objective. We could have hit it. No! I should have selected it. I had no idea. It's okay. It's okay. That's frustrating, but it's okay. So, we'll find out what that does for our team standings. So, Lehane, as usual, gets a penalty for causing a collision. Fantastic work, Lehane. Casino picks up 12 spots. That's pretty good, pretty impressive. These 3 guys got penalties, but it didn't move them down any. So, 8th and 14th is where we stand. Casino jumps up into 11th. Lehane stays right where he's always been, and we stay right where we've been in 8th place. The gap to 7th, not really closing all that much, and the gap between us and 9th place, we're opening it maybe slightly. I can't remember how much of a gap we had, but I mean, the big thing, the gap between us and 10th is rather large, so we're not going to have to worry about falling into 10th place at any point in time. As usual, we got a quick interview here with XBC Sport. Only one question today. Bill Lehane has claimed that your brakes seem to be holding the team back, and technical commentators seem to agree. Is it true? Wow. Thanks for calling us out like that, Lahane. Yet another reason to not like you. You've crashed twice. You've caused accidents. Now you're calling out the teams, our cars, saying they're bad in front of everybody. I have to hold up my hands. Our brakes are awful, and I need to work on improving them. That is true. He needs to button it. We need more investment into our HQ, really. That's the heart of the problem. So here's the thing. All three of these answers are true. Yes, our brakes are awful, and I need to work on improving them. We definitely need to invest more into our HQ because that's where the problem lies. We can't develop better parts because we don't have the facilities to do that. But B, he needs to button it, is the absolute number one answer here. How much did that drop? Oh, his morale did not drop at all. Okay, so here's the thing. I almost worry that it's because of that mod I'm running where stuff like this happens. I doubt it because it's only the mod I'm referring to is the one where it improves their improvement. Like at the end of every race, how much they've improved. It's supposed to make it more realistic instead of like so slow. So it really actually shouldn't impact this. I really think, his morale should have dropped because I just called my driver out saying that he needed to keep his mouth shut, which again is true. You don't call your team out like that. Yeah, I mean, let's take a look at our car real quick. I mean, it's no joke. Yeah, our brakes are, well, for Lahane, they're pretty bad. So we know we've got to work on this stuff, but you don't need to shout it from the rooftops. I mean, come on, dude. You gotta stand up for your team, and you're not doing that. So fortunately, whoa, I was about to end this episode, but instead, I'm gonna click continue because construction complete. Check this out. Let's come to HQ first. Let's just take a look. Zzz, scouting facility. How you doing, girl? I mean, it's level 1 of 3, but you saw it just gave us 14 more people. At least. So that's fantastic. Look at all these more. I mean, we've got more people in this. Oh, and she doesn't have a team. Oh, guys. She is so good. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. You guys have no idea. You're in for a treat. If she joins our team, game over. Not literally. I'll continue playing the game, but we'll be a lot better than we are now. So who else? We'll just go ahead. I can't remember. I've scouted Axel before. I can't remember if he was any good. I didn't pick him up. I didn't make him an offer, so probably not. So we'll come here. Chun A. We'll try and get them. Enrique Lara. Let me just. Yeah, she's for both. Okay. Ellie Marsh, 18, young. Let's try it. One more slot. Harry Webb. Oh, I know Webb's good. Yeah, let's go with Webb. 18 years old. I thought he was older than that in my other playthrough. I can't remember. Was that? I'll have to go back and look. Like I told you before, I have a playthrough that I had started by myself, which I've actually deleted because I'm never going to go back to it with the playthroughs I got going on right now. But I had Harry Webb on a team. I think it might have been my personal playthrough, and he's not the best, but he's pretty good. And if it was on my other playthrough, I had him in the Asia Pacific, so he's decent. I mean, he'd be pretty good for this. So X and X. I want to go ahead and get Harry Webb ahead. And so now we'll come back, and I said, what, Chun, go ahead and get there, and then Ellie Marsh, go ahead and get that. So we'll leave it off right here because 25 days, it's going to take a while. Honestly, probably what I'll do I'll probably skip ahead all the boring stuff that, you know, is repetitive every single time. And I'll end the video now, and then when we start back up, I'll already have Valera scouted and stuff. So I'll end it here. Super excited. 25 days. Hopefully we can pick her up, because if we can, I promise you, our team is going to just improve so much. I mean, this driver's section here, we're in 10th place. I could see us in the top 5 at least. I mean, she is that good. And then Webb, if we got Webb, #1 team. So we'll find all that out in the next episode. Should be thrilling, should be super, super exciting. So please hit that like button, because hey, we had a great finish. Unfortunately, we didn't have the right sponsor selected. I was trying to play it safe, but a great finish from Casino. Not a bad finish from Lahane. Much better than I expected. We got Black Sea coming up. I tend to do decent there. I don't hate it. So we should get hopefully another good finish, and then hopefully be adding a new driver pretty soon. So we'll end it here, guys. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.